Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 83 with my Mr. Hornsby 83 NFL topic video. Yes, I'm taking a break from some horror stuff for right now. Like I did say during this run, I would not be doing all horror. So, I'm going to break this video down to 3 portions. The first portion is going to be me talking about, some issues in the NFL that really need to be looked at. Not going to talk about like every single major issue in it, but just a few things. Second portion will be my predictions for who I think's going to win each division. And then the third portion will be just me talking about my Indianapolis Colts and the move they made this year. And free agency, drafting on. So first off, let me get to the first portion of this video. I'm going to try not to make it too long. But, they might going to be able to beat the Patriots this year. And honestly, I think there will be a team that can beat the Patriots, but it won't be until they play them in the Super Bowl. And it seems like the only team that's had their number in a Super Bowl has been the Giants. So let's hope and pray the Giants get back to the Super Bowl. But with who I might be predicting for that division, they may not, but you never know. Because it seems like any other team in the AFC can't do nothing against Patriots. Seems like any team in the NFC, unless they're named New York Giants, can't do nothing against the Patriots. Unless San Diego does something this year, which I'll talk about that later. But, also, are we going to get a good officiating this year? Because the last few years, the refs have really made a lot of bad calls in a lot of games and have cost a lot of teams a lot of games. And it's worse for a lot of the bad teams out there, and you know which teams those are. Cleveland Browns. Anyway, there's other teams, I just don't feel like naming them all. And how many players are going to get in trouble this year? Hopefully not too many. There's been high freaking amount of players getting in trouble from a lot of different, well, unless they're New England Patriots. That's one good thing I'll say about the Patriots. Their players stay out of trouble. That's the only good thing I'll say about them. At least their players stay out of trouble. You're right, Bengals don't stay out of trouble. We'll talk about them in a minute. How many Cincinnati Bengals will get in trouble? Will we get another Pac-Man Jones meltdown in a police car again? Like we did at the end of last year? Or it might have been the year before, I can't remember. Speaking of Bengals, if you've seen one of my Facebook lives, I was in Cincinnati talking smack about Cincinnati. Yeah, hopefully the amount of injuries, hopefully that goes down, because the amount of injuries have really been very high lately too, even though they've tried to be safer. Apparently not safe enough. I mean, I don't want them bending any other rules so that frickin', it becomes pretty easy for offensive players to frickin' be able to, continue doing what they're doing. Alright, let's get to the portion I'm sure y'all will care about the most. Who am I picking to win these divisions this year? So, I'll start with AFC East. I don't know what else to say. They just seem like, whether they're cheating or they're doing it fairly or whatnot, they just seem like they always find ways to win. Always find ways to win. And that's the New England Patriots. I mean, I can't keep harping on they cheat, because they cheat that much. They've only been caught like, what, 2 or 3 times for cheating? If they cheat so much, then how come they haven't been caught, and how come they keep winning after they've been busted for cheating? But, so I can't say nothing else about the cheating stuff. I think that's just a fallback for everybody nowadays. And, I hate to say it. Oh, God, this is really good. Pain me to say it. Even pain me worse than wearing a LeBron James shirt. But the Patriots might be the greatest current day football team in the NFL. Hate to say it. I freaking feel like I need to go vomit now that I said that. I'm gonna drink water to keep the vomit to hold. I'm holding the whole bag. So, Patriots won the AFC East. AFC West. This was going to be tough because you got Oakland coming up. San Diego might be better this year. Denver, once Peyton Manning left, I lost hope for Denver. I mean, they might still have a great defense, but I don't think their offense is going to do crap. Kansas City, Alex Smith plays well, but and their defense can keep them in a lot of games, but when it counts, especially against teams like Houston or Pittsburgh or freaking the Patriots, or even my Colts, which I'll get to later, it's tough for them to match points for points with certain players, which not. So I'm going to go with possibly the Raiders winning the division, but I'm not going to count the Chargers out, no matter what. I'm not going to count the Chargers out because I think the Raiders and Chargers are the two best teams in the AFC West right now. I think Raiders need a little more defense. Chargers, I think their defense needs to play better too. But so to my division. No, actually, I'll go to AFC North. AFC North, I honestly believe is going to be a three-way race. I think Baltimore's going to be better than what they were last year and the year before. I think Pittsburgh is, the odds-on favorite to win that division. And even though the Bengals have been depleted these past couple of years, they do have a receiver that they're very high on. Their defense is still pretty decent. So there, I said something nice about the Bengals. But I think it's going to be a three-way race between Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Ravens. Either Ravens or Steelers are probably going to win the division. Bengals will probably be second or third behind them. I don't know. It depends on if we get last year's Bengals or if we get, a couple years ago Bengals. I don't know. So now to the AFC South. Now, yes, Houston has won the division the past 2 years. But guess what? We didn't have a good defense. Still uncertain about the offensive line. Tennessee, I don't know. They've had a good defense, and I don't know how their offensive line, but I think they got a decent offensive line. You might have to get Chargers. But,
oh, you get 10% off my episode.
Get a Charger, pause it or something.
I can't pause it.
Alright, sorry about that, but now in Jacksonville, yes, they build their team up pretty good, but then they still come up short somehow, so I'm going to say maybe, depending on what they do and how the defense looks week 1 for my Colts, I'm going to say maybe my Colts, and if we have a healthy offensive line, and if they could do what we think they can do, like guys like the Raven Clark, Joe Haig, and all that, if they could play well, keep Luck protected, and depending on when Luck's able to come back, if he does come back week 1, and he can play well, then we should be good. But I'm going to say we might win this division back. Maybe. I'd say 9 or 10 wins, possibly, though. Unless the defense is just spectacular. But we haven't had a really good defense since 2007, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now to the NFC side of things. NFC South. Actually, I'm going with Atlanta. They made some improvements to their team to, I guess, try to get back to the Super Bowl. I know, yeah, usually Super Bowl losers usually have that downward spiral the year after they lost the Super Bowl. And honestly, Atlanta should be Super Bowl champions, but their defense tired out toward the end. There were some stupid plays they made toward the end of the game, kind of like how Seattle did a couple years ago against the Patriots. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Atlanta winning and possibly getting back to the Super Bowl. Maybe at least playoff. Packers. Packers win the NFC North. I know someone is gonna be happy about that. Packers are gonna win the NFC North hands down. But Minnesota might give them a run if they can stay healthy, and that they might take the division. But right now I'm going with Packers. Safe pick. And that's for North and South. Now East and West. Okay. I don't know who to pick from the West. This is gonna be a big go out on a limb situation for the West, but I'm gonna go with the St. Louis Rams. They're gonna win the division. Yeah, I know that's a big leap of faith, but oh well. NFC East, like I said, I'm hoping it could be the Giants and Patriots, and the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl again. Because Dallas with Zeke Elliott's freaking with his suspension, I think they might have a couple players. Well, no, they got a young secondary. They got a young secondary in that. I don't think they're going to do what they did last year. Philadelphia. Oh, God. Philadelphia right now is a hot mess. I'm going with the Giants. Screw it. So that's my picks for who's going to win these divisions. Now we're going to get to the third portion. I'm going to talk about some things for my Colts. What I think they should do. First, let's switch this real fast. Now, this guy I'm not worried about right here, Joe Haeg. He played pretty well for us last year. He played 3 different positions. He played left guard, right guard, and I believe right tackle when Joe Wright was injured. So, I have high hopes that he'll play well as guard. I think they should have kept him at right. They should have kept Mewhort at left. But that's just my opinion. Okay, LaRaven Clark. Now, I think there's a possibility he could be the next not Cheryl, freaking Tariq Glenn for us. It just depends on how well he plays. I have to wait and see. He may even lose the job to freaking Zach Banner. Who knows? Now, this side of the defensive line I'm not worried about because Henry Anderson, if he's healthy and he plays like he played in 2015, his rookie year, he'll be good. Now, here, I just switched this the other day. Now, here's what I think. Now, we got a lot of defensive linemen. This guy should be right in. This guy should be right in. They also signed Jonathan Hankins. I believe a pure nose tackle, but they moved him to defensive tackle spot, which is right end in the 3-4. So, but I switched Ridgeway, and that's just a rookie I picked up when I played through this. Honestly, I think the best bet is to have him right here. Cut David Perry. Let Alwood back up because Alwood's mostly a backup anyway. Although the defense, when the first team was out there, looked pretty good, but Ridgeway was in for Hankins. So maybe moving Hankins over to deep nose tackle and have him play defensive tackle. And I guess keep, what is it, John Boyd? I think John Boyd, Deshaun Ridgeway, and T.Y. McGill, because he's good pass rush. You could have a pass rush outside, you can have a pass rush inside. I think you could keep him as a, and also Josh Boyd, but and my linebacker court, you know, there's a lot of things going on. You know, if my Colts could play defense the way I'm hoping they could play it, with all the moves they made, I mean, Jabot Shabir, John Simon, Artavius Bingo, they got, I think, one of the best corners in the draft, Quincy Adams, I think his name is. We also got Malik Hooker in the draft. I think we have a chance to possibly be a good defense. But the problem is this guy going to be healthy? Is he going to be healthy week 1? Is he going to keep... and how this freaking offensive line plays. Now, Costanzo, you know, he's set. He's good. It's how he plays. I ain't worried about him either because he's pretty good. Never mind how he plays. But how he plays. It hinges on how these two guys play at guard and tackle. If these guys play well for us, we should be good. And if the defense looks the way they did when the first unit was out against Detroit in last Sunday's game, I think we'll be back in the playoffs. Maybe I'd say conference championship. I'm not going to say AFC championship, but I don't know. Now I couldn't get all the freaking guys. I had to trade for these guys now because of how Madden 17 is. But I had to get different guys to kind of supplement the guys that I.
Michael, you're getting close to 20 minutes. It's going to take forever to upload.
But they're also moving TJ Green to corner, so let's see how that all works out. But that'll do it for my NFL topics. Now, before I go, I wanted to do it earlier. I forgot to do it earlier. Big shout out and congratulations to my sister Jessica. She just had her 4th child, Adeline. She was just born, I believe, at 6:20 this morning. So congratulations, sis, and love you. But that'll do it for my NFL topic video. If you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on my Facebook fan page, Mr. 183 Topics. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. 183. Ring that bell to get notified for new videos. And let me know if you guys agree with me in the comment section about everything I talked about on this. Not just, my cold split. Peace out.